Hi, in this video, we continue our discussion. Up to this point, we have extracted all the reported line items for balance sheet, income statement, and cash flow statement. We have also regrouped balance sheet, normalized income statement, and regrouped cash flow statement for historical data. One final step here is left out is integrating the three financial statement, and this is what we are going to complete in this video. First of all, let's save this file to a new file, which is going to be named as file number 13. So the complete name is going to be 13.finmod Britannia three statement in integration. Now we have the file name updated. Now let's first of all handle for cash flow statement. If we look at row number 21, it says opening balance. Opening balance for which period? So if we are in column number K, it talks about the 31st March 2026. So basically, the opening for financial year 26 will be the closing for financial year 25, which is basically for the previous financial year. So the value in cell number K21 will be equals to J25. So I press enter and copy the same formula to right. Now, in row number 22, it says net change in cash and cash. Net change in cash, which is CFO plus CFI plus CFF. So this should be basically the summation of CFO, CFI, CFF. So we already have used this formula in the column number J. We are going to just simply copy the same formula to estimate and forecast year, which is for column number K, L, M, and OP. Now, this completes the cash flow statement. Let's come to income statement. In income statement, we have retained earnings, which is basically in row number 23. And in row number 24, we have again an opening balance. So opening balance of what? Opening balance of retained earnings, which is other equity. So again, the process is same, which is basically the closing balance for other equity on 31st March 25 will be the opening balance for other equity for March 26 financial year. So the value in cell number K24 will be equals to K28. So I press enter and select this array and use Control R to copy the same formula. So you can see this is how it is getting linked for all the forecast years. I come to row number 25. The row header says net income. Now, where this net income is going to come from, if you look at historic years, this is basically coming from row number 21, which is net income reported. Now, this formula will be repeated for all the estimate and forecast years, which is for column number K, L, M, N, O, P. So I select the array, which is starting from cell number J25. I use Control Shift right arrow up to column number P, which is cell number P25, and use Control R. All the formulas are going to be same, which is going to getting linked with row number 21. Now, this marks the completion for income statement. Let's come to balance sheet. Now, if we look at balance sheet, the other equity, which is on row number 21, is going to come from income statement just now, which we had completed for the other equity closing balance. And if we look at row number 6 in balance sheet, which states cash and cash equivalents, which is going to be equal to the closing cash balance for the respective financial years. So what we are going to do, first of all, the link which is already there in your files, we are going to change that and link this from cash flow statement. So basically, here we are going to link the values which should come from the cash flow statement. What do? We come to cash flow statement. We come to row number 25. I select the array only for historic years, mark, which is column number GHIJ. So the array goes like this, which is G25 up to J25. I use Control C. I come to balance sheet in cell number G6. I come over there, I use Control Alt V and paste it as link. I have got these values. Now, if we look at this, these all are getting linked with the cash flow statement. Similarly, we are going to do the same thing for other equity as well, only for historic years. Once again, we come to income statement this time. We come to row number 28, starting from cell number G28 up to J28, because all these columns are for historic years. I use Control C. I come to balance sheet. I come to cell number G21 and paste special. Control Alt V and Alt L for paste link. Here we have all the here we have all the other equity historic elements linked from income statement. So if we look at here, we can see everything is coming from our income statement sheet. So this marks the completion of linkages of historic years. Now we are going to do the same thing for the forecast years itself. Now, if I just simply copy this formula for row number 6, which is cash and cash equivalents in estimate, forecast, and the respective financial years, we are going to see some kind of an error over here. And before we start forecasting, we don't want to have something like this. Let me show you how it is going to look like. The moment I press this Control R, you can see trace errors. It's pop up trace error. So what we need to do, actually, we want to link everything to the right, which is basically all this row, which is row number 6, should be linked with to cash flow statement. And same for other equity as well, should also be linked with income statement. But we don't want something called as trace error. Let me show you how this error is popping, even if I just copy both of these rows. So if I just use Control R, you can see it pops up trace error. So we want to have some kind of a solution, and we want to link the data in such a way that the values are actually linked for row number 6 and 21, which is for cash and cash equivalents and other equity. And it also gives us model is okay. There should not be any trace error kind of a thing popping up in cell number E1. What needs to be done? Let's handle first of all only for the financial year March 26. So what do we do? I just use this Control R. It will pop up tracer. Don't worry about this. Next step is we just keep each and every line item in asset side uh, for financial year 26 same as it is reported for March 25. So what do we do for that? So in cell number K7, I just use equals to J7, right? And I press enter. So the same value pops up. Again, I know the error has not gone, but let's wait. I just copy this, the formula to down, and it is linking to the previous years itself. If we can look, everything is getting linked to previous years for all the respective line items for asset side. Now, if I come to equity and liability sides, and if I copy this right, I can see that total of 4,331.6 is coming, and there is a difference of 4,507. We are going to do the same similar kind of thing as we had done for the remaining asset line items. So what we do, we keep the line items same as it was reported in previous financial year. So for payables, the value for cell number K15 is going to be equals to J15, and I press OK, and this is what the Control D function is going to do, which is going to copy the same formula. So all the values are popping up. And you can see that the moment I complete up to this share equity, the moment I link this share equity, you can find in cell number E1 that model is, sorry, the trace error was popping up. It has gone, and right now it is popping, model is okay. So all the error has been gone. Now, this is what has been done. If we look why it is happening so, let's look at the logic as well. So 8838.6 as it was reported, and here also for March 26, we are assuming right now that 8838.6 is going to happen. It will not, we know that, but we are just integrating them, right? So that if any changes happen in if any changes happen in P&L, so that will also impact our cash flow statement, because EBITDA is linked with cash flow statement, and closing cash balance is going to come to the cash and cash equivalents in asset side, and the closing retained earnings, which is other equity or in income statement, will come to equity and liability sides in the balance sheet. Now we select this everything, the same formula, same process is going to follow for all the remaining forecast years. So I select this array, I use this complete segment and use Control R. It pops up trace errors. Let's wait. I select this array. Once again, I use Control R and you can see the error has gone. And right now we are back to model is okay. Now, this completes the link of, or basically the integration of three statement, which is balance sheet, income statement, and cash flow statement. This marks the completion of overall our two part of valuation, which is the first part, which is preparation of three statements and forecasting them. The second part is going to be doing the valuation. And for the valuation, we are going to forecast the relevant line items, which we are going to discuss in the next video. Thank you for watching the video.